So video is being recorded right now. So basically what I'm seeing, right, if we use the line chart, let me just quickly do this. What is that? I'm gonna reduce the size of this. So that you guys can be able to see it. I believe it's fine now. So what I'm seeing right now is that we traded into the support level right here. And if we use the line chart right now, we can clearly see that we did have this low right here, which was taken out. And then some of you may call it change of character, break of structure, however you want to call it. Or you can view it as a QM as well from here. High, I mean, it's the low, the high, the lower low, the higher high, and then the higher low. Then we have to target this area. So if we are aware that we have a QM right here, meaning that the left shoulder is ideally where the entry usually is when you're using a QM, then our focus has to be here so that we understand what's happening in order for us to be able to get an entry. Right, we can clearly see that around this left shoulder, we got a bit of consolidation and we had a low right here, which we traded below and then created a stop hunt, and then we broke the structure right here and then returned back to an area within this neckline or the head of the QM, and then we got an entry. Right, hypothetical entry. I'm not in any entry on gold as yet. So after we broke the second structure right here, we can start looking for other opportunities within this area, right? Possibly, and then target the bigger QM right here. So I'm just going to quickly check the candlesticks. So with the candlesticks right now, right, using high probability demand and supply, I can clearly see that I had a stop hunt. I had a high probability demand forming, which was obviously used around this area, right? We had a possible entry right here, but what could possibly happen right now, we could see price trading into this open close for the ideal entry that we would wait for, right? This is what I'd want to wait for. The reason behind that is that we did create a breakout right here. Right, let me quickly align everything here. We did create a breakout right here. We left a bit of liquidity right here. And then this is a fresh level which was never used, right? We have a fresh level, fresh support level. So with my stop loss placement, we usually use 50 pips. So just below here is where we'd have our stop loss. And then we'll target this high. We targeting this high. It's roughly around 230 pips. So remember, this is not financial advice. Whatever that you do with your money is totally up to you. So this is basically what we'll be observing here on gold for today. And I think, yeah, we do have news. We do have news around 2:30, right? Housing and building permits whatever they are, hardly ever do research about these news. Only focus on, I usually focus on the Powell speech and the CPI. So hopefully these news provide a lot of liquidity so that price can be able to move. So once we do break above here, would be very confident that price will most likely go in our favor. Because yesterday, yes, I took 2 trades and they both went into profit, but then ended up losing at the end of the day. Because I like managing my positions once they are actually deep in profit. So just to avoid having to set my stop loss and then price takes me out, and then after that it moves, because I like that's a lot more painful than just losing, knowing that you did assess that risk properly, right? So basically, this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm not really sure if you guys were looking at things differently on gold, but for me, that's what I like to see. Because you can see that, yes, we did create liquidity right here, and then we got a good response from the support level, being this push up. So similarly to here, we have the support level right here. We have the support level right here. We have liquidity. I'm anticipating the same thing to happen around this area. So once we do trade towards this area, that's when I'm going to be looking for buys, right? I'm not looking to rush into taking the trade here. Even though we did trade into that high probability supply, I'm not rushing to take it here because we traded into the high probability supply demand area. My apologies. We traded into the high probability demand area, but then the low that we created, or the movement that we got from this high probability demand, was not strong enough, because you can see that we still have a bit of bearish moves right here, right? So just to add some bit of information with regards to impulse and correction, right? Which I'm going to show you right here. We have this impulse right now, currently on gold, right? And style. We have this impulse here on gold. And then we had this pullback right here. And then we had something like this. So currently price is right here, as you can see, right? And we have a support level below. Have a fresh and unmitigated support level below, right? So usually what I do with the correction, right? You have something like this, right? This is the A, this is the B, and this is the C, right? So the length of leg A, right? This length has to be equal to the length of leg C, right? So they have to be the same. So if we go here and measure the distance, right, from leg A, right here, up until here, this is leg A, right? So we have to see price moving the same way, right? Meaning that once this one completes, then we can anticipate a continuation of the bullish move, right? So let's go to the charts. I'll show you what I mean. So here on the charts on gold, we can clearly see that we have this leg starting here. Don't know which one is higher, which one is lower. Okay, this one is a bit higher. So this leg right here has to be equal to this leg right here, as you can see. So we are currently missing this move. We have to see price trading towards this area in order for us to be able to continue with this bullish move right here. In order for us to be able to continue with this bullish move. So when you're in this trade, let's say it does come back to this area, right? When you're in this trade, minimum target The minimum target has to be here. Minimum target has to be around here. The minimum target. Has to be here. That's where your minimum target has to be. So hopefully you guys understand what I mean with regards to gold. Hopefully you guys understand. Let's see. Other questions? Feel free to ask. Other question? Settings. Which microphone was I using? Oh damn! I thought I was using this microphone. It was using the laptop's one. So I did switch it. So basically, this is what I'm seeing. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask before we end the stream, because I want to quickly upload this video on YouTube. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask. And if not, I'll just quickly send this out to you guys so that you can be able to have it. So I'm just quickly copy the link. Let's see, Telegram. I'm going to send it out to the Signal Scoop first. Link order. Let's see, 33. Stop loss 3328.51. Take profit one has to be right around here. 3345.41. Take profit 2 3358.38. So if you guys don't have any questions, okay. Simo 001. Simon, is it Simon? You're allowed to speak. Let's talk.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, man. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. Can you please hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm doing good. Thank you. So my question is, if at all price reacts from this point that you've outlined, can we see gold bullish the whole day today?
With gold, like I'm expecting it to be bullish up until this level, right here, because I think I did make an analysis on. I haven't posted that video. Yeah, I don't remember posting it. I'll try and post the video first regarding why I chose this level, and then post this one afterwards. I'll just try and post them at the same time. But let's just quickly go back on the daily. You'll see the reason why. Okay. Yeah. So what gold? The reason why I wanted it to trade better is because of this area, right? So I'll just quickly explain it in this video so that I don't upload two videos at the same time. So we had a stop hunt right here. So with the stop hunt, we created an area of resistance, right? So the main thing which I look for is how price reacts to support and resistance levels, and also whether it forms high probability supplies or demand. So right here, we did trade above this high, but we did not create a high probability supply, right? But we have an SNR level right here. So when we reacted on this SNR level, we reacted aggressively, and we also created a high probability supply. And then I just marked up the open close, and then from this open close of the high probability supply, we created another high probability supply. But last week, we did not trade into the level where we were supposed to. So for me, I'm anticipating that this high probability supply is still valid, and then we're going to create a stop hunt of this previous high, which almost traded into this high probability supply area, so that we can be able to get a sell. So we're on the M30, yeah. So from here, if we get this buy, right, if this buy happens, I'm going to hold it up until here, but minimum target or first target would be here just for partials. Second target's here because it's just this high of the QM, but the main target is here, roughly around 400 pips, if I'm not wrong. Let me just quickly see. 450 pips. Yeah, 420 pips, yeah. So that's roughly where my target is on gold. So I'm not really sure whether that's going to play out for the whole day or whether we're going to get this move. Let's see later on, is it? Yeah, maybe we might get a push up for this area, and then we can get a pullback tomorrow for the continuation buys. And then maybe on Thursday, we might get a retracement or a pullback so that price can be able to push lower. So that's the reason for that target above. So let me copy this link and send it to the group. So yeah, let me quickly end this stream and then post this video on YouTube. Have to quickly do a thumbnail. So hopefully you got your answer. Ashes, okay. Ashes. Ashes, you're allowed to speak, man. Like, I'm listening. Ashes, is it Ashes? TY or Thai? You're allowed to speak, man. Let's talk. TY or Thai? But remember, guys, this is not financial advice. So anything that you do with your money is totally up to you. K. K-A-Y, K. Let's talk. TM30. This is in no way financial advice. So anything that you do with your money is totally up to you.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for your work. I want to know what makes a key level valid? What will make you choose one key level over the other?
In most cases, right? If you want high probability key levels like that, there has to be some form of liquidity, and liquidity is just a small swing low above a support level or a small swing high below a resistance level. In
Please
most
come again.
cases,
Let's look at the bullish scenario. I didn't get you.
just okay. Let me show you. This is a swing low, right?
Okay.
This is a swing low, right? Below here, there's going to be liquidity. Some people would have bought here and had their stop losses here. And then we have a support level right here. So you want to assume that price will take those stops out and trade into the support level and then move. That's what made this key level important, or that's what would make you choose a key level. Because initially you had this swing low right here, a high and then a low, and then you broke structure, right? You broke structure here or here, depending on how you want to view it. And then after that, you had a support level. But near the support level, right? When price was trading away from it, we did not really trade away from it, like leaving a bit of liquidity. But then after that, we ended up creating liquidity on our way towards that key level, and then price just shot there and then took out that liquidity out and then moved. Just like with this one right here, we traded away after creating the stop hand, right? And then we left liquidity right here. So we are assuming that price would come back to this liquidity and then move, right? But it's always important to assess the risk before even taking any trade, because it's not all the time where it will work. That's why we use proper risk management for all trades. So similar to this one, let's say you viewed this as a possible support level, and then you saw that we had liquidity right here and you wanted to buy here. You can see that it didn't necessarily work out. I mean, yes, we did trade into it. Not sure if we started here first and then pushed a bit higher, but then later on it ended up failing, right? So in most cases, just focus on where there's liquidity.
Okay, so liquidity first.
Yeah. Okay. Like just try and identify stop hands and then identify liquidity. Although it's not all the time where they will work, right? But if you want specific times, right? I think I did explain this sometime before. Let's see how the market is right now, because around this time zone, that's where price usually moves a lot, or that's where you'd want to be involved in trades. So I want to see how it's been so far around this time. But a lot of, if the market's not consolidating, a lot of times you'd see these impulsive moves around this session. But if the market is consolidating, you won't see them as often, right? You can see here when the market was really moving, there was a lot of movement on gold around this sessions. There was a lot of movement. Roughly minimum just target 100 pips on around the session, right? If minimum just 100 pips minimum, you can easily get it. As you can see here, not really 100 pips, depending on where you would have entered, because the market was consolidating. It's not all the time where it will happen.
I think your screen is frozen.
But a minimum of 100 pips is possible around the session. What's that?
Think your screen.
Is everyone having the same issue? Because it does show that it's still showing. Is it still visible for everyone else? Simo, are you able to see it? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. Yeah, but just focus on liquidity. And the main thing, get a high time frame bias first. For example, let's see. I want to quickly open up a different chart on gold. For example, right? And remember, guys, this is quite risky. You can see that we do have this open area right here. So it is quite risky. So take it with caution. Take it with caution. Let me just quickly try and find an example for you here. This chat is messy, man. Well, this was what I was explaining the setup. Okay, so right now on gold, on the daily, we are at the support level, right? Initially, this was a resistance level, but what we did, we broke above. There was a video I made on YouTube. I think I explained this very well, and let's see if it's in the mentorship group. I explained this very well, like where we have resistance, which was broken and then became support. And then what we can clearly see here, have this resistance, we broke it, it becomes support. And then what we did, we created liquidity right here. We created a swing low. So around this area, that's when you're going to start observing possible reasons to buy. And we can clearly see, or we can clearly assume that because we took this low out, we have a breakout right here, right? This is based on the line chart, by the way. I know the highs are going to be slightly the same here, but we do have a breakout here based on the line chart, right? Although it does look quite risky, I know. So on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, I'm sorry, we have this breakout right here. And remember, always remember where you are, where your setup is coming from. This is from the daily support level, right? We got this reaction. So our main focus is here, right? So around this area, we have the stop hunt. We then have this breakout, right? We are looking to find a possible trade within this area, right? Based on the line chart, not the candlesticks, right? We're looking to find a trade within this area. So the trade might eventually happen around here. Let's see. This is the 1 hour support level, right? So let's check the M30, where the M30 is. On the M30, I think our entry is roughly around here, if I'm not wrong. On the M30, we are assuming that we'll get the trade here. So basically, this is your window of opportunity right here. This is your window of opportunity. This is the 1 hour support level. This is the M30 support level, right? So if we use the projections that we did, we will try and see where it lands. So roughly around the M30 area, right? Roughly around this M30 area. Right around there. But it doesn't mean that we're going to ignore the 1 hour, right? So this is your liquidity. Equal lows equals to liquidity, right? And then possible entry right here. Possible entry right here with your 50 stop loss. Meaning that you'd be targeting this QM high right there. Hopefully you understand the whole breakdown. Then the next target, right? The next target has to be that one from the daily time frame. If we go back to the daily, you'll be able to see it. I'm not really sure whether that the next target would be here. And I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm saying this is what I'm seeing, right? Right around there. That's really what I'm looking at on gold. Hopefully you guys understand. But make sure that you use proper risk. So let me quickly end the stream. I'll upload this immediately. So I'll talk to you guys on another one. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, make sure that you click the first link in the description, which is going to lead you to the Telegram group so that you can be able to attend the live streams. So in that way, I'll see you guys on another one. Peace. Love you, boys.